Hey everyone, hey and welcome back to yet another episode of Battle Rap Resume. This is your host Tom Quee. Thanks so much for listening. Before we get into today's guest, I just want to say please follow us at Battle Rap Resume. We put all the upload schedules, all the new any affectations, any little trinkets of episodes, any retweets that have fallen over me, you can find them at Battle Rap Resume. Please subscribe to us. We recently hit 1,000 subscribers, which is pretty crazy really. A huge thank you to each and every one of you who keep subscribing. That's so good. You can also get in contact with us, battlerapresume@gmail.com. We have a shop as well, Redbubble. I recently went to Dome Flop's Next in Line and 2 people were in Battle Rap Resume shirts there, which was fucking crazy. Shout out to Jay Ferg and Max Sherry and other people who bought them as well. And that is just, keep supporting. I really, really appreciate that. Anyway, my guest today is, West Coast native. Very excited to have him on. Part of a current crop that are making the word GZ no longer ugly. Shout out Frak.
Making GZ great again.
Yeah. Was it great, or have you made it great?
You know what I think? I think Avocado made it great, and that's no hate to Gully because Gully has also made it great. But I think the addition of the bunker and the high production quality on those videos, it's pretty much. I mean, I think most people watch battles just by going to related videos, and when you see Thesaurus versus Daylight at the bunker and you see the next battle, me versus Everybody Knows, in that same environment, it just feels like the same caliber of battle. And it's like the two brands have come together, and now Gully has taken it to the next level too, and he's like, I don't think there's ever been like a good day 3 of world domination until these last 2 years. And like now, like both have been like arguably as hot as the other 2 days. So
I think worthless.
Yeah, dude, that guy's fucking hilarious, man. I was riding in the limo with him to the event and he was just like, he was just so excited. He's like, boys, like, look where we are right now. We're in a fucking limo because in Canada and they love us. And like he was like, he just kept talking shit. He's like, I'm in a limo right now, I made her. He was just like he was the man. But yeah, that whole day was tight.
Yeah. And I guess it's just I'm sort of interested with GZs really because PGs have such prestige, don't they? But GZs are often greeted with an eye roll, and like I wasn't kind of mincing words there. I do think yourself, maybe Laugh and stuff. I appreciate he's been battling for a long time, but you do kind of put him into that bracket. Jeffrey, there seems to be some great people coming up. Yeah, there are, man, and I think it's a matter of timing. I think the game needs new faces. The top tiers can't just keep facing each other over and over again, and in particularly, King of the Dot needs new faces. It needs new original characters. And I just happened to come in the game at the perfect timing when that shit was needed. I think guys like Laughingstock and SM and some of the other cats have been grinding up in the West in the Malathion / Christian 818 era. And you have to keep paying for tryouts. In the West Coast, there was just no upward mobility. Yeah. And I just happened to come at the time when they needed a new face from the West, so I kind of lucked out in that sense. Is Self-Provoked from the West?
Who's that?
He's like an on-beat battler because you mentioned Malathion there, or Malathion, however the hell you pronounce that guy's name. Malathion. I always say Malathion sounds like a dwarven fortress.
Targaryen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it sounds. I asked that because I remember when you get into that phase where you're like, oh shit, the people who present the battles also battle, like Lush, whatever. All this. You see Poison Pen on the beat. It's crazy. But yeah, I remember looking at Malathion battles, and he was battling this guy called Self-Provoked, who only seemed to battle on beat. I mean, this is kind of totally off topic here, but yeah, I remember trying to find that battle because I remember he absolutely bodied him and I couldn't seem to find it. But yeah, Self-Provoked has quite a lot of battles. He battled at Broken Complex MC battles. I don't know if you're aware of that. That might be a kind of he is out there. People should go listen to this guy. He's pretty obscure, but really, really good. But yeah, get back onto your YouTube profile today, and there's a video of you titled White that's from 2011, and I'm guessing you're pretty young now anyway. So you've been
my god,
yeah, you've been writing for a long time.
Yeah, oh my god, that's a song I made with George Watsky when I was in high school.
The thumbnail shows you, pretty much as an infant.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. And I'm like probably one of the younger cats in battle rap right now. I've been rapping since I was 14. I told this story. I just was on Clayton and Laughing Socks new podcast that they're trying to bite you, I think, a little bit. But
I think DBD is trying to bite me, but yeah.
Yeah, I just told this story. I started when I was 14 in my high school. My rap group was called For Real, and it was me and these 2 black kids, and the 4th member was the music. It was like the corniest rap group, like super conscious, like it was just the worst. But I've been rapping ever since then, and to be honest, I wanted to become a famous rapper before I tried battle rap. Like my goal was always to become such a famous rapper. And then like, I think I wanted to like challenge Sharon and be like, hey man, like I'm going to come down from the industry and like battle. And I'm glad that's not the case. It took me a bit of chewing on my own pride to join battle rap, because in many ways I felt like I was admitting to myself that I wasn't going to make it in the music biz. But since I've started battling, I can't tell you how many music fans I've made off of battling. And I think that is it's either a misconception or I haven't fucked up enough in a battle to realize that battle fans are so temporary and they're just going to leave my side as soon as I fuck up. That's one case it could be. But I think it's a really misconception. And if you do put out good content and good music, battle fans will support you, man. I've had a lot of people buy my mixtape. I've had a lot of people share my music videos. So to be honest, it's been a good cross promotion so far.
Yeah, definitely so. And I think one of the missed chances in battle rap a lot of the time is battlers just don't really build their brand. Like, yeah, they have a Twitter or whatever, but they don't really have sort of a conscious digital entity that you can lock onto. Whereas I think you seem to comment on most videos that you're involved in, get loads of upvotes, quite wryly aware of your persona, like, you know, and I guess that's how you've got fans as well, isn't it? Adjusting to that.
Yeah, I think that's a keen observation. I think a lot of the problem a lot of battlers have, particularly like GZ and PG battlers, is they think it's like this Horton Hears a Who, where they think talkback is the world, or they think viewpoint is the world, and they cater their rounds to impress battlers. You know, on the Don't Flop side, they want Tony D to retweet them. You know what I mean? Man. I mean, that's a big deal. Don't get me wrong. I do it for that too. But it's that misconception of thinking that the forums are the world and that's your audience, when battle rap has a much larger reach than just the forums. It's the ego stroke that you get every day, and you keep reading it and you think it's the world, but there's YouTube fans, there's fans beyond that see the viral shit on Facebook, and then there's fans you can turn battle fans into your personal fans. And I think that's probably like a big problem I see in the game right now, is people are just constructing their rounds to appeal to the hardcore battle fans, and they forget to have a persona.
Yeah, entirely. And I just got your YouTube page open now, and I didn't realize you opened for Shad, that I'm sure a lot of people won't be aware of. But you know, I'm such a music fan that I listen to everything Anthony Fantano tells me to. And I remember years ago he recommended Melancholy of the Infinite Shadness, which just the title made me laugh. But fuck, that guy can rap. That's a dope EP. I would urge everyone to listen to it. By the way, it's the only thing of his that I've actually heard. But that's crazy, man. That's very cool.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like this, and I don't mean to say this in an egotistical way, because it's not that impressive, but the smallest stages I've performed for have been battle rap. Like this World Domination 3, in many ways, was the biggest thing I've done in my rap career because of the online fan base. But in terms of an actual like room of performers, like I've opened for Kendrick, I've opened for Earth, Wind and Fire.
Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, there's a video on my YouTube page of me freestyling for him too. I don't know if you saw that one.
I didn't know.
Like, there's a Google Hangout that I was like asking Kendrick questions, and then I forgot one of my questions. I was like, "Hey Kendrick, can I spit a freestyle for you?" And I was like 17, and I spit a freestyle for Kendrick on YouTube, and then it went like semi-viral because one of my bars in there, he had a very similar bar in Control.
No.
And one of like these Redditors like pointed it out, and everyone's like, "Did Kendrick steal from this white boy?" And it zooms in on his face and like looks like he's the one who bit it. And I like kind of fed into the BS. I was like, "Yeah, Kendrick bit me, guys." He clearly didn't.
That's fucking great. Well, it's like, does Danny Brown actually reference Cadillac Ron on Atrocity Exhibition? I'm not sure.
Dirtbag is convinced I didn't want to crush his dream.
Yeah, I don't think it's true, but it's kind of, the wording doesn't quite work, doesn't it? It just
in the caddy, Ron Isley in the bed sheets. I mean, maybe, dude.
So Danny Brown, you wouldn't put it past him, would you? He'd probably
Danny Brown and Cadillac Ron feel like kindred spirits to me. So, I mean, yeah. I saw Danny Brown perform for some juggalos. So,
yeah. Atrocity Exhibition, by the way. I mean, it's weird we're recommending all this hip hop, but fucking crazy album.
Oh my god,
like,
insane album.
Like, I wasn't too hard on old. I loved 30, and I think this is just, I mean, yeah, crazy. But we're here to talk about battle rap, Frak, and you know, one of the things that I'm really,
I could talk about hip hop all day.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, man. One of the things that we could that I love about battle rap is the kind of it's a niche subculture in of itself, but the niche within the niche. You know what I mean? Everyone thinks of the West Coast. I'll think of King of the Dart, maybe Battle of the Zay to some example as well. But they wouldn't really think of Tourette's Without Regrets. But that's quite a big event, isn't it?
So I'll go into this because it's where Thesaurus and Madness, I think Madness maybe not, but Thesaurus, Tantrum, Franco definitely started their battle rap careers. It's where Thesaurus made his name, and that's so funny to me because you watch the old footage. Tourette's has always been Tourette's, and what Tourette's is this burlesque nudity show where it starts off with unicyclists throwing fire, pregnant ladies stripping. The last show, this lady like punctured a Trump doll and then squirted, like fingered herself until the point of squirting and like squirted like 10 feet in the air. And then like on footage, you can see Reverse Live like standing up and giving a standing ovation to her.
Even King of the Ronalds doesn't get that.
Dude, King of the Ronalds would love Tourette's Without Regrets. Shit gets ratchet. But it's also a comedy poetry slam. And at the end, there's a freestyle battle for $200. And Thesaurus, if you Google Thesaurus battles, it's crazy because he'll battle like gay guys and stuff, and he'll navigate it perfectly, like without saying faggot, but still like making fun of the person. Like it's a very liberal audience, but he did it well. And I didn't want to battle. Like I was kind of a corny like hip hop guy when I was younger. Like I don't have the negativity in my heart to battle, man. And then I did this thing called the MC Olympics, which was, like Eminem and the Rap Olympics.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the modern version of that. So there's like a MC Olympics competition in every city. It's mostly run by like spoken word type organizations. I won when I was 18 in Oakland, and then I flew to perform in the national ones in Philly. And in the audience was this guy, Jamie DeWolf, who runs Tourette's. And he was just like, hey, man, you need to come out to Tourette's. You need a freestyle battle. I was pretty skeptical. I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I won this competition mostly just like I literally, when I was 18, I won the finals against a girl, and I compliment battled her instead of dissing her because I was like that scared of like negativity and shit. And I feel like I might have slyly invented the compliment battle. But anyway.
Wow. When was that? Because I think Definition invented it.
Oh, yeah. Definition and Tricky P might have been before that. It was when I was 18.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't at all. So anyway, eventually I caved in because we had a deal where I would be able to perform a song during the set, and then then I could freestyle battle. So I'd perform a song, kind of introduce myself to the crowd, and then I'd freestyle battle. And then the first one was this one Cam that I think we're going to talk about. And like, I realized in that moment, like, goddamn, battle rap, although it's like you're insulting someone, it's far from negative. It's like the fucking most positive feeling ever. Like, it's just like, it's like you're collaborating with someone on stage, particularly freestyle battling, because it's all about just being in the moment and working off what the last person said. It's literally like going back and forth on a track. And since then I've been going to Tourette's for like 3 years. I've performed at music festivals with them. And
your G-spot is in your back fat? Your girl didn't say that when she was sending me a Snapchat. And you smell like ass crack. The asthmatic kid got to attack that.
One of the only kind of consistent freestyle events in the world, isn't it, in terms of battle rap?
I'd say it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm the only battler I'm the only active written battler who still freestyle battles every month.
Like, I mean, I don't mean to tell Avocado what to do, of course, but why don't the bunker just throw a freestyle tournament every now and then? That'd be great.
Dude, if you told Avocado that, I'm sure he'd do it.
Yeah.
The only problem is freestyle battles usually suck.
Right.
Like it's only like once in a blue moon that I'll have a really good one with another guy.
Sure. Okay. I guess just kind of, what ODing on Scribble recently has made me think how great it was. But that was such a golden era, wasn't it? So it's kind of unfair to kind of compare.
And those were like the best people in the world freestyle battle. Like at Tourette's, it's usually like two hippies, a guy who's fucking drunk and his frat bros told him to, and like a couple of like guys who are so real hip hop that they just like start rhyming lyrical, miracle, spiritual, and it just ends up in a shit show.
Yeah, I mean, it is such a weird vibe. I mean, in a very good way when you're battling Cam. It's in a ring. There's loads and loads of people there. There's unclothed men bouncing on the ropes. There's big beats. There's people wearing masks and stuff. Like, it really is quite burlesque and circus-like.
Mm-hmm. And like, I'm friends with all these people. They're the most normal people outside of Tourette's, and then they get to Tourette's. The guy without a shirt in that footage, his entire job is stapling things to his skin, and like making himself bleed, and he's like a sadomasochist or whatever, and he like staples shit to his eyeball and shit. And then you get out of the ring, and he's like, "Hey, how's your Sunday?"
So yeah, I mean, it's hard to kind of quote too much from this battle. On a level, it's freestyle. On a level, the audio isn't great. The beat kind of dominates. But I mean, it's kind of, whatever. It's kind of harder to capture that, I appreciate, rather than an a cappella format. Quite a nice little flip from you here, though, when Cam's going on. You have the hat with the eyeball, talking about my hat and the eyeball. Your girl only knows two things: my balls. Which gets quite, I mean, you say like in the ring on Muhammad Ali and people go crazy, so it's not like, it's not Chilla JC, but
yeah, it's definitely Chilla JC, man. You just didn't catch that.
No, I'm sure.
The Muhammad Ali, it was part of a 8-bar scheme.
And you battled a lot on Tourette's as well. Like, were you battling here with an eye to like getting onto an a cappella league, or were you just doing it because, like you say, it was really positive?
I was actually doing it with an eye not to get an a cappella league. I wanted to do it to promote my music, and this was before I submitted myself to battle rap. Mind you, I'm a huge fan of battle rap. I'm watching the Dirtbag Dan show every week at this point, but I'm still saying I'm keeping it at freestyle. I'm not going to go written. And eventually, I did it. What's funny? I just saw you uploaded a video about compliment battles.
Yeah.
I haven't peeped it. But we just did a compliment battle at Tourette's, and it was at the Halloween Tourette's, and that shit went off. I think it was, out of all the places I've battled, it was the most live I've ever done a battle. It was fucking wild.
And why? I mean, was it just compliments works better for Tourette's, or you were just on form, or?
Compliments works better for Tourette's 100% because it's a bunch of drunk people, and like, any type of gay innuendo goes over really well in that audience. I tried to vary it and not only do gay bars, but it wasn't Pat Rowan gay, but it got a little homosexual at points. But in general, I was on form, and it was like 600 people in that room, so it was like super live, more than any other battle event. And it's going to be on DBD's channel soon, so he hosted it, so it'll be dope.
Oh, terrific, man! Yeah, that's going to be great. So we get into you battling. I mean, what were the early influences for you? What were the formulations for Frak when you were starting?
Well, my first battle, which I don't think we're going to talk about, against Robo, I didn't really understand how much preparation it took, and I ended up freestyling half that battle. Luckily, Dirtbag Dan kind of knew who I was and knew my clout in the city, so he like gave me Lex D at my next battle, which I thank him a lot for. But yeah, that battle kind of took me for surprise. I was like, oh shit, this is really hard. But yeah, I mean, I had been obsessed with battle rap forever, dude. I mean, obviously, I got into it through the Scribble era and the mainstream Dumbfounded SoulCon, the classic entry points.
Did you do you watch Don't Flop? Were you into Don't Flop, or?
Yes, always been into Don't Flop.
That's cool, man. That's cool. It's always a nice feeling. Like sometimes I feel that when I'm watching kind of very Canadian King of the Dot battles with two Canadians battling, and it's nice to experience the culture as a Brummie, as someone from the Midlands of England. And it's the same way. Like I just sometimes think like, oh, there's some guy in Canada right now, or some guy in the West Coast watching O'Shea.
And I think that's a lot of the appeal of battle rap is you're just like voyeuristically implanting yourself in another culture. You're like, and you feel like you're at the event.
And we all love a good pun, no matter what nationality. So,
right, totally.
That definitely wins out. So we'll push on to Lex D. You know, this is obviously after Robo, you're coming in, Battle of the Zay.
See, this self-centered perspective leaves your family shocked, because they're just waiting until your obsession with battling stops. Like Alexis, you have to come to the funeral. Your dad just got shot. But Mom, Pat Stay versus Calico dropped. Alexis, you need to grow up. Battling is for little kids. You look her in the eyes like, Mom, grown man bars is something you gotta deal with.
Battle of the Zay is kind of Dirtbag Dan's event, is that right?
Yep, it's his event in San Jose, and kind of his league is also called that.
So it's hard to get my head around, Frak, how fucking ginormous America is, and specifically California. So how far is San Jose from where the bunker is done?
Pretty far. Yeah. That's why I always think it's like when people say West Coast battle rap, I'm like, LA and San Francisco and Bay Area battle rap are very different.
Right.
And I'm not a hater to the bunker, because I think it's the coolest thing that's happened in battle rap like ever. But I do think that if that same situation was in the Bay Area, it would be 100% more live. Like people would be a lot more fucking like, the bunker is like very seasoned, and I like that, but it's kind of quiet, you know, and I think that has a lot to do with the acoustics of the room. But I do think if, like, for example, if you watch most of the old grind time classics happen at the Oakland Metro, which is where Tourette's takes place right now. Unfortunately, Disaster and Lush pulled some shit, and I think battle rap got banned from that venue.
What shit did they pull?
I don't really remember. Dirtbag told me this story, but you know, they do dabs, and when I do dabs, I don't really remember stories. But in general, that venue, you could see how live it was. You know, people just wanted to be there for battle rap, and I think you could see that same environment at Back to Basics 3, which was in San Jose. But to answer your question, I think it's like 7-hour drive from LA to the Bay. So these are two different worlds, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you can, I don't know what north to south is in England, but it's probably around 7 hours. Like that's crazy. Like, you know, that is absolutely mad. But that's the beautiful thing about America. When you look at the map, there's so many pockets of different cultures, aren't they? From like, you know, you go from Spit That Heat to No Coast to iBattle to URL to whatever. It's just a beautiful.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, does every state have a league? In some way, do you reckon? Or are there a few where just
I was going to say no, but then I just realized that Utah has a league. Right. So if Utah has a league, then shit, maybe, dude.
Mormon bars, right? Does that go down? I don't know. That's the Mormon state, right? I don't want to make a fool of myself there.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay, cool. That's what you said. That's what it's the. Is it the weird state of America? Is that how it's seen?
Utah?
Yeah.
No, it's just like the nothing state of America.
Right.
And if they have a battle league there.
All right, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. We'll get into the battle with Lex D, who I guess I should provisionally, in some way, apologise. I did go in quite harsh on the Harry Baker battle. I'm not going to retract what I said. His writing wasn't very good, but maybe I was a little too vicious. He's way better here, and
yeah, I think he was just kind of shitty in that battle. He has some good ones.
No, he's really good in this battle, and you know, you get introduced as a Bay Area native. Caustic and Caustic says it's a heavily edited intro. Do you remember why?
Whoa!
Did something happen that had to get cut out?
I have no idea. Oh, yeah, I do remember. Jefferson Price flew in on a jetpack, and he slapped Caustic in the face and then flew away, and they had to cut it.
I will end, like, the end goal of Battle Rap Resume is to get Jefferson Price on the show. Like, just his return to battle rap. Like, oh my God. We wouldn't even, Jeff, if you're listening, we wouldn't just talk about the caustic battle, but I mean, we'd spend most of the time talking about it. But
if Jefferson Bryce was listening, you'd be listening to the Frak interview for sure.
We get into Lex, and he's kind of going in on your height, eye to eye to the space over your head sort of thing. It's not bad here. He does kind of have quite a fun, knowing delivery, and he clearly enjoys the audience participation here. One of the bars that I fucking love, obviously, your name, Frak, and people might not be aware, but in Battlestar Galactica, I've only actually watched the reboot with Edward James Olmos. Which is fucking dope, like really, really good. But they can't swear in the show, so they say Frak. Bet being a Galactica fan because you're calling yourself Frak, it's the closest you'll get to being a Battlestar.
Yeah, that was the hottest name flip anyone's done for me so far.
And I should say your name's Frak just because your surname's Fraknoy. You shortened it.
Yeah, it's my last name cut in half. I didn't even realize it's been my nickname my whole life. It's what most people call me day to day. And I didn't even realize the Battlestar Galactica thing, but I've definitely sampled them being like, what the Frak? Or Frak me in some of my songs. So
yeah. And, I actually kind of like that. Lex D actually talked about Dan being like Oprah. You get a Zay battle and you get a Zay battle. And
yeah, dude. And that's very descriptive of the age that battle started, which was finally giving some newcomers in the West a shot.
Mm-hmm. So up until that point, it had been quite dense, as you say. There hadn't really been that opportunity.
Mm-hmm. And Dirtbag played a big role in that. I think the fact that the bunker is accepting so many awesome day one battles is in part credit to Dan finally scraping up some talent.
I should ask you, Frak, whenever the bunker comes up in any dimension, I just ask people that. Are you aware of Dago Davalo?
I've seen his name on Facebook.
Yeah. In my opinion, he's the most slept on puncher in battle rap. Like the guy has like 27K total views, and he's been battling for like 5 years. It's fucking ridiculous. Like some of his battles have like hundreds of views. That's it. But he's such an original writer, and I really think he'd kill at the bunker. I think he would be like the new king of the dot star. I have no doubt about that. But if anyone's listening who's bunker involved, the guy needs a tryout. Definitely.
Yo, all you got to do is tweet JPro or Avocado who you want there and who you think would be a good matchup for the person, and they listen. They read that shit.
And Lex ends with your mama as expected. It's kind of his slogan here. You begin by going in on Lex. He's got more tryout battles than there are episodes of Trapped in the Closet, and Lex knows the number of episodes, which is quite nice. And then the divide in Lex's personality between his Mexican side and his hipster side, choosing between the Luger and the Uber. Which is really, really funny. And then going in on how kind of, he needs to kind of grow out of battle rap. Battling is for kids. Alexis, you need to grow up. You look in her eyes like, Mom, grown man bars are something you got to deal with.
Damn. I have a memory of myself being trash in that battle, but I guess I'm pretty funny. Man.
Yeah. The first was really, really funny, and slightly slept on bar here because you're kind of talking about how Lex will pay for his travel, trying to go viral off the trip like Dirtbag Dan in Amsterdam.
Oh yeah, that was fire, dude. I think part of me discovering my persona was realizing that people only expected jokes from me by the way I look. So I had to set up bars with more cadence and flow. So for example, that's a great bar, but I kind of just threw it in there like as if it was a joke. So yeah, people not reacting to that helped me learn about that shit. Yeah,
it was nice. It was a nice angle. And, how did you feel? I mean, this is a big audience, a big battle rap audience. You've been at Tourette's Where's Regrets, but this is a kind of more seasoned kind of clientele, isn't it?
Yeah. I remember... after the battle, I was convinced it was a classic. I was like, nice, my second battle, I finally had a classic, like Danny Myers Rum Nitty Part 2. Yeah. And then I watched it on camera and I was like, oh shit, I have a lot of work to do.
I mean, like you say, it's only your second normal battle, and Lex is kind of saying how little he knows about you, which is quite interesting. I guess most people at that time, really, you would have not really been a big, something that featured heavily or will go on to. He's like, he knew so little about you. He's like, crazy revel we're having, right? Like he just starts talking about the weather in the middle of the battle. Like, it isn't bad. And the crowd like, damn, Franco got younger. Which is
yeah.
I mean, you know, a lot of You're a Nerd overdosed on Star Wars Comic-Con. Your Xbox Live gamer tag is High School Shooter.
Yeah.
So
nice.
You know, this is good. But I think in your second, you say a lot of what I feel, that a lot of his stuff is mega derivative, mega internet joke based. You know, a lot of these punches we have heard before, and you kind of take in that self-deprecation in that mode, kind of going for the Jewish thing as well, you know, moonwalking through your bar mitzvah, that kind of idea. My swag's $1 million baby. That's Hillary swag.
Mm-hmm.
Nice,
Hillary Swank.
Hillary Swank, right? Summer Nights.
Well, she was also in the $1 million baby or whatever.
I was quoting Joey Badass Frak. That was quite awkward, but don't worry about it.
Hillary Swank. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn, over my head.
Shout out Pro Era. I'm trying to sound cool here. I'm not. You pop on glasses, and then the prop. I mean, what was that idea wearing the glasses there? I
just knew probably my best skill was imitation, and I think it's kind of become my trademark in a lot of my battles. I think imitating someone can get quirky and a bit gimmicky, but if you do it in the right way, it's one of the most facilitated ways to break someone's style down, because it shows that you understand their style in the building blocks. So I think I introed it as saying it's a grind time fill in the blank, and I just kind of did the style like, here's the setup and here's the grind time joke. Here's the setup, here's the grind time joke. And I tried to kind of show how simple the style was.
And I mean, like, you nail his physicality as well, because he does have a kind of odd, stilted marionette style movement. You call it a friend zone touchdown dance. Which kind of hit the nail on the head, to be honest with you. You know, ever since you said that, I couldn't stop seeing him do it, and he owns it as well in the third, which he kind of has to, because you make everyone laugh at him so hard. He kind of has to, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, there's not many of these. I've been watching, you know, battle rap for a fair while now, and when you start off, definitely in King of the Dot and URL, so many references, especially to sport, that I just have to assume are hard punches because I don't get. Only knew who Steph Curry was through battle rap. I've said that before. You know, I don't. You know, what the hell? And I'm sure it's the same way. I'm sure many people don't know who Diego Costa is over there or whatever, but you're never coming out like Golden State Bully footage. What does that mean?
No clue.
Okay, we'll have to get Lex on one day, just to explain that, and then nothing else. But yeah, he says his rap's Poseidon as well. I guess going for like the flow thing. I guess, you know, try and I'll dent you. I'm trying to do a trident bar there. It didn't really work, but you know, some good stuff here as well. Frak, like, you know, you talk about Dirtbag digging them up from a crack in the Matrix. That was quite sort of lyrical miracle. Yeah,
man, I got a little too lyrical miracle in the third, I think. But
was it kind of like, I mean, I see this with a lot of people, Frak, who have done a lot of music before. They have to have their third round where they rap, because they have to remind you that they rap. Like Dialect does it a lot of his grime round. Like, you know, I don't know if you've seen any of those, but it's kind of, is that an impulse? Do you need to let people know that? Would it be a waste if you didn't?
I think I wanted to let people. I'm a very angle-based battle rapper, and I knew I could do things that Lex D couldn't with cadence and flow. So it was really just to show that I was better at him at rapping. And like, you know, it wasn't that effective. And I think since then I figured out how to rap, show I can rap with a purpose and wordplay more. But like, yeah, you know, I think in many ways, like, that makes me a don't flop style rapper that I can use. Like I'm a very angle based, clowning based MC, but I think I carry the California West Coast style of flow, cadence, and switching shit up. So I think I kind of combine that sarcasm with rap skill, and I always have, in all my battles, I've been trying to find the balance of how to show both those things.
It's very difficult, isn't it, to carve out your own identity, and it's very rare that someone comes out the shell fully formed.
Right, yeah. And I don't know, I had my own persona in hip-hop already, so it was kind of just molding it to battle rap and seeing what people liked.
And, you know, we have the Lex D battle, and then the Coma battle, it's released like 3 months later, so it must have been even sooner than that, right?
Yeah, it was a couple months. I think it was a couple months after, right? It was Back to Basics 3. It was a fucking huge jump for a guy. I literally, it was so funny because I was writing an article for battlerapp.com of that's back when I was still writing for them. I was like, what battles to expect at Back to Basics 3? And as I'm writing the article, I get a text from Dirtbag Dan. He's like, I got you on the biggest card of the year. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, you're the opening battle. And that was the first, GZ battle. It started this trend of GZ battles opening big battles. And, I think that's a cool mark to have left on the game, is that I did well enough in that battle that it's kind of become a bit of a trend, and now they're throwing the GZ battle to start the big cards.
Yeah, totally, and the acceleration's well deserved. And this was the battle that first got me into you. I remember just seeing King of the Dot uploaded this, didn't know who either you guys were, just sort of put it on, watching it on the background, not really paying attention, and then Coma blows smoke in your face like an asshole. I'm still annoyed about this. I had Heretic and Random on recently, and I brought it up, and Random was like, saying Coma's his boy and stuff, and like defended him. And I remember I said something about it in like the Facebook comments, and Coma was like, "Why the fuck are you saying this? I was speaking about my daughter in the comments." And I was like, "What does that matter? Like, what the hell? You still a dick, And then Coma came over and battled Shocks and did badly, and I was secretly happy. And
talk that shit, Tom.
Whatever. But no, it just annoyed me, Frak. I don't like bullies, and it was a bully move.
Oh, I'm so glad it happened, though, man. It really did a lot for me.
Yeah, it did, actually. I never forgot you, to be fair, after that, yeah.
Yeah,
and you rebutted it well, man. I mean...
Oh, man. And not only did I rebuttal it, but I got to add the asthma inhaler to my persona, which is a big deal, Like, I'm literally getting sponsored by an asthma company as a result right now. Like, I'm getting paid to wear asthma. So, like, it's this asthma app that's getting invented.
Really?
So, like,
well, that's cool.
Yeah.
So let's just explain for people who don't know. When was it, in the second round, or what?
For my first round, before he even rapped, that's the first thing he introduced himself as. And you know what it was, which people don't know, which might make him seem like less of an asshole? I pocket checked him. I was making fun of him for being a therapist and how is he this fucking tough shoot 'em up guy in his battles? And then he goes home. He's like, how does that make you feel? And I pocket checked him, and he was like, how do I get back at him? Like, I can't let this guy punk me. So that was his decision to get back at me, was to blow smoke in the face. It was like terrible decision, because it fucking won me that round. I might have honestly not won that round if it wasn't for that.
Was it Pat Stay's mate? Is that how he got the battle?
Yep, Pat Stay's mate. He had a battle with Remy D, which was pretty great.
Oh, really?
Check out Coma versus Remy D. It might make you like him more. I was frightened, man. I thought I was gonna lose. And see, back before that, I was very much a casual battle fan. I was more of the YouTube fan, and I got introduced to Talkback through Coma talking shit about me on there. And I was tagged in all these things, and it was him, photoshopping me on next to Jared from Subway, showing him as a pedophile. He basically just ruthlessly talked shit about me. I had all these people saying you don't deserve this opportunity, bro. Like, all these Coma fans basically were saying I was going to lose 3-0, and I just played it great. I was just like, damn, you're probably right, man. I might lose. And then Coma eventually made a post saying, if Frak wins one round, I'm going to retire from battle rap. And he had a lot of people on his behind his back, because he had the Pat Stay cosign. So, but all of that just set me up for the win, because he had to do flawless, and he lost. He didn't lose one round. He lost every round. And I think that did a lot for me, because not only was I the underdog, but I had my Lex D battle was okay. So people had low expectations for me. And the fact that I overachieved and just kind of did this extremely strategic breakdown of his whole shit, that got me very far in the game.
And this event, it should be saying as well, was that with Jonai Disaster, or was that
Jonai Disaster, Pass Arsenal, Fresco Thesaurus, crazy battles?
Yeah, BK Caustic.
Big K Caustic,
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that was a mad card, that one. That was a really, really good card. And it must have felt great. You did the battle, you won, and then you just got to see all these, incredible performances.
Yep. And then I just got such acceptance. As soon as I hop off stage, the Thesaurus was like, I'm so proud of you, man. And I was like, God damn. Oh. And then Pass texted me. He got my number from Caustic, and he's like, bruh, my third round is the same as your third round, except it's the black version. because we both talked about kind of white privilege and well, not really white privilege, but kind of like police brutality and stuff. And it's hella funny that he thought his was the black version of mine.
That's crazy, man. And like from there, I mean, what was that? Was it were you joining talkback? Were you seeing people talking about it? Did you feel people knew who Frak was from the smoke, from the bars, whatever?
Dude, not only then, but now, like when I went to World Domination, people knew me for that battle because people, not all of them are necessarily subscribed to GZ, but all of them are buying that pay-per-view to see Disaster Jonai, and all of them are watching that battle. And I think like it has like 10,000 views on YouTube, but I think it really has more like 50,000 if you count all the people who like bought that pay-per-view and shit. Maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but I think you know, people came up to me in Canada and were like, dude, the asthma rebuttal, man, like fuck yeah, Frak. Like people knew me for that.
Yeah, so, it's a great moment. Like anyone could watch that, you know, that could go viral on our videos. I have no doubt about that. Definitely.
Right, it did a little bit when Avocado posted it on Ruin Your Day.
Oh yeah, he did, yeah.
And then also the faux hawk bit was pretty popular too among some forum shit. So,
and how soon after that then was, I mean, what an honor to be invited to the Rumble, right?
Right, yeah. Yeah, it was dope. It was kind of the natural next step, I think. Dirtbag Dan is essentially my manager in the sense that he books all my shit, and when I perform, I'm a reflection of him and Battle of the Zay and his brand, and so it was kind of the natural next step. Like I did super well on the next card, on the last card, on a big-ass card, so it was like, what's next? And he invited me. The original lineup was even crazier, man. It was a Pass, Thesaurus, Marv 1, Caustic, and me and Joe Cutter. And then eventually all those guys couldn't do it, so it ended up being Caustic, Caddy, Z-Man, me, Fredo.
I mean, I appreciate a lot of people listening to this might not have seen this 6-man Royal Rumble. I urge everyone to watch it. I watched it again today. What a great blend of styles. What a great vibe. Like, you know, the 40 minutes flies by.
Yeah, man. It was... I think my favorite Rumble is still the first one because all those dudes went absolutely ham. Yeah. But I think ours is definitely the second best. It's really fun, really good clash.
Yeah, really good clash. And like writing for a Rumble, like how do you even start that? Because you have 6 opponents and you only have 1 minute rounds. It's kind of weird, right?
It was really good for my style, actually. I think. If that fuck shit hadn't happened in the 3rd round, I think I would have won. Because I think my style fits very well into that format. Just like being concise and talking about everyone.
And can you elaborate on the said fuck shit?
Yeah, I got slapped straight across the face by the fucking angel, Cadillac Ron. Rest in peace.
Yeah, obviously rest in peace, Caddy. But yeah, you kind of you're doing a round. You deliver the bar. You're kind of pointing out his very apparent hypocrisies, and you tweak his hat, and then he gives you a ferocious slap, like a real quite. I mean, I seem to be defending you getting attacked in this episode, but fuck Coma, and like the slap is just like you rebuttal it again, but you do seem quite shaken by it. And why the hell wouldn't you be? Someone just slapped you in the face. Like, it must have been pretty shocking.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about it is that Caddy was in a bad place that day. Right. He was kind of on the fringe of getting back into addiction after being sober and 3.0 for a long time. And he has PTSD from his time in prison and his time in being homeless. Right. So when someone touches his hat like that, he's going to hit you with the ferocious slap. Yeah. And I understand that. At the same time, he was touching me the entire battle and being very physical with me. I didn't mean to touch his hat. That's the funny part. I was trying to point to his little hipster swoosh and I touched it. Yeah. I wish I was more coordinated, so I wouldn't have done that. But nah, I mean, obviously rebuttaling a slap is probably the lamest way you can respond to getting slapped. But I don't know. Looking back, I definitely feel like it's like it wasn't as much of a blemish on my career as it could have been, because I never have even fucking made a gun bar or a punch you bar in my life. Like, I don't claim to be to live that life. I mean, I do got these hands on deck for any battle rappers listening, but for me, it was just like, it honestly, once again, like the smoke, it just kind of got my name bigger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not a blemish. I completely agree. You handled yourself very, very well. If anything, it makes you look even better that you kept your cool. You know, you didn't walk off, which I don't think anyone would have been that annoyed at. Obviously, that would have kind of ruined the mood entirely. But and then you guys hug very soon after, so it's not like there's too much tension in the air. But
the hug that saved battle rap.
Yeah, I think so. And, you know, let's not focus on the slap, because the slap's just one aspect of this. I think all performances are really, really good. Joe Cutter, I think, is really good in this, actually. He gives a really good performance.
He called me Menorah the Explorer.
I was going to quote that exact line. Yeah, I love that line. That was a crazy line. And Fredo, I mean, yeah, it was high. Z-Man, I don't really know who that guy was.
Yo, that's so funny, too, because he was absolute trash in that battle, but that's another like local thing. Like, that dude is an absolute legend in the Bay Area. Like, he's worked with Hyro, and he's just like, he hosts all the poppin' cultural events happening here, and he's the man. He wasn't very good at battle rap, but you know, so what? Right. He's a legend.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And
I had a fire bar about him. I said, he had a project called Ancient Civilization or something. So I said, you are an ancient civilization, because we wouldn't know who you are without hieroglyphics, which is the group that put him on.
This kind of environment, would you go back to another Rumble? It seems like counterproductive, like to include the kind of same coterie of people.
Yeah, I think I'd be down to do one at the bunker, honestly. If I think Avocado's thinking of doing a King of the Dot Rumble, and we're talking about me being in that. I think that'd be great. I think this next Rumble that's happening in January is gonna be for Dan's league, is gonna be all big names. He's trying to get like Head Ice and Marv and like all types of big names in it. I don't think I'm gonna be in that one, but I'd love to do another one. It was super dope.
Yeah, and I guess speaking of the bunker, we'll move on to yet another notch as you're ascending the ladder very, very quickly against everybody knows.
He watches battles while he fishes to calm the heart flow, and when he catches one, he whispers to himself, "Don DeMarco." then brings them in like, this shit just got incredibly real. Invites chicks back to his kickback to net fish and chill.
As soon as the bunker was announced, were you always dreaming of battling there?
Yes, but the bunker was announced while I was announced. So
you were the first. That was the first event, was it?
I was the first headliner of the first day at the bunker.
Right. Okay. So that was the first. Okay. Jesus.
So partly, I think, I wish I was the second one, because I didn't really understand what I was walking into and what a cultural climate it was, and I had kind of been used to getting reaction for everything and being able to kind of like have time to get through my shit, and like the bunker is more of a quiet listening, so I think the one thing I learned from this battle is just to keep rapping. And I think I had a lot of awkward pauses waiting for reaction. Like, come on, man, this shit was fire. But I love that battle though. It was a fun time.
It happens to a lot of people. Like, I dabbled a little bit in battling Frak, but I'm not name dropping, but anecdotally I appreciate it, because I remember my tryout, just before I spat my first bar, I saw Tony D and Shuffle looking at me, and it was just like, holy fuck. It was just like, and you're battling, and the Saurus is there, Caustic, Poison Pen, the Dwarven Fortress Malafian. It's fucking crazy, man. Like, did that get to you?
The time god of 7 seas.
The zeitgeist.
You know what? Not really, because I've like, actually the day before that I opened for Zionai in LA. So like I'm used to big stages and like meeting my heroes. What gets me is like watching that shit back and seeing Poison Pen disappointed in me. Like, he's so with me the first 2 rounds, and then in the 3rd round, he just looks so tired and disappointed. Luckily, he saw me battle Step Easy in Canada, and he's like, "You next up, Frak. All hail Frak." So I kind of made amends with him for my disappointment. But
he's rocking an awesome yellow shirt. Whenever I watch the battle, my eyes are just drawn to his shirt. It just looks really, really cool. But yeah, I mean, can I just say as well, just for anyone listening, a wonderful moment in battle rap, kind of like signing the Treaty of Versailles or something, would be like if URL did an event at the bunker.
Yeah, man, I don't know why URL West doesn't do that, bro. Like, Avocado has been said that it's open for any battle league to come through.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of, I appreciate there are these kind of border politics and kind of, it's interesting, isn't it? Because, I mean, King of the Dot books smack people all the time, and that doesn't really matter. What does matter, though, is when you book smack battles. So it doesn't really make sense that Big T Head Ice battles on King of the Dot. Great battle, but that's a URL battle, right? But King of the Dot are never going to book Carter Deems, Ilmac, or anything like that, are they? Traffic's only going to go one way. So I appreciate why they traffic, the pun wasn't meant to be there, but whatever. But I appreciate why they wouldn't necessarily want to be on the bunker for that reason, maybe.
That's kind of a bar now that I think of it, man.
Traffic
you gotta
going
chill.
One way. Yeah, I guess so, yeah. But, well, it's better than that. Actually, I don't know. What did you think of that Danny Myers, like, you know, when he's like African jungle, like, oh, was that Young Cannon? No, that was Young Cannon, wasn't it? Yeah, that was Young Cannon.
Choo. I'm in the African jungle.
I don't know if that was
such a formula for the URL Haymaker that I'm just starting to really, you know, hone in on. The other one, you either have to make a sound like Averb did, it was like, sounds like Africans in the car when we load on our guns. That was fire. The other way to do it is the Daylight way to do a kid's nursery rhyme. And then the third one I've been picking up on is you just have to say the code word. So you say, I tell my bros, the code word was Clorox. We spraying everything, you know, like you just have to say what the code word was. And that way you don't have to have a setup that makes sense. It just has to have a code word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. It's, I mean, I do love the URL, but yeah, the formulation of the bar, like, I don't like the new tendency in trailers to have the beat building up to the bar either, because it always masks the punch. It's never well mixed ever. Like, you know, you have to like rewind that a few times. Yeah, exactly. It sort of builds up, and it's just kind of like, I don't really know why they're doing that. But yeah, URL bunker event.
Hey, I love URL too, though. I'm not trying to hate.
Yeah, that's the thing. I have people on the show, and they're like, oh, I don't watch URL. So what? It's like,
what type of pretentious shit is that? That's like saying, yeah, I really enjoy watching the Olympic luge team, but I just can't stand watching the NBA. You know, like, come on, like, obviously it's the most popular form for a reason. Like, obviously there's also some problems in setups. There's a lot of problems in setups, which I could talk about all day about. But like, come on, the energy, the vibe, like, you gotta love URL.
Yeah, exactly, absolutely, yeah. It's such an exciting. It's just got that premium quality to it, and you know, there are some fantastic battles regularly on the channel. Like, it's still great, even though it's kind of, I don't know, they seem to be not falling apart, but almost battle rap's got too big in a sense in certain ways, hasn't it?
Dude, it's great on every level. I think King of the Dot is doing okay with the big events, but other than that, I mean, even Gully Ganic, like, these are all attempts at starting at the building blocks. You know, the Don't Flop's doing a lot of training stuff. URL's going back to the PG small room. King of the Dot's doing the bunker. Everyone's being like, it's almost as if battle rap like overheated, and now everyone's kind of just trying to like go back to their little nest and like regroup, and it's kind of dope, dude. I think although it's getting smaller, like, it's really being catered to the niche fans. The hardcore battle rap fans are getting pampered in this era.
No, you are completely right. And, you know, so getting onto this battle then, everyone knows, I wasn't really aware of this guy, but he was quite an old head, right?
Yeah, he battled Disaster, Thesaurus. He battled, he's got a lot of battles. He's got a few battles over 1 million views. So it was definitely an easy choice to take the battle. And
this was his return after what, like 3 years away, or?
He had returned. It's in like a Power and Respect league that has like 200 views, but yeah, it was his big return. It was supposed to be a main page battle on King of the Dot, and we both didn't perform at our best. And the crowd wasn't very live, so they ended up putting it on GZ. But normally that headliner GZ battle is supposed to be main page unless it's kind of shitty.
Yeah, I really like this battle. I never saw Everyone Knows before, which a lot of people seem to comment on Battle Resume that my early knowledge is really bad. People slap their cheek in shock that I didn't know who Craig G was, for example. But, Everyone Knows is another one that I didn't know. And I was impressed, man. Not necessarily that punchy, especially in the first, but he knows how to write and he knows how to keep it interesting.
He's very thoughtful, It's like you feel like you're kind of being immersed in his thought process as you're watching him rap.
Yes, that's very true. And I loved the certain angles you took in the first, because obviously he is an older guy, like you said. I didn't realize he battled such titans, but yeah, he was back in the day. And you sort of talk about him being the sensei from the land of overtimes, Plex Rock, and 30-second rounds.
Yeah,
you got a whiff of Scribble Jam when he came in the room. Do him like old grind time footage, separate him in two.
Yeah, that's a good bar.
Yeah. It's ironic. Avocado put you in the pit to get mashed.
So that's a setup.
I like that, man. That was dope. And I mean, kind of. I think
that's the other thing URL battlers don't understand is irony. Sorry, keep going.
Yeah.
King of the dot battlers too.
Yeah. Oh, we love irony over here, though, Frak. Don't flop. We bathe in it, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but you never hear a Don't Flop battler say it's ironic, like in the setup. It's ironic because it's irony.
Yeah,
but
yes.
In the States, we have to tell you it's ironic, and here's why.
Yeah, that's kind of what surprised me a lot about, say Laffenstalk, for example. He has such brilliantly dry humor that you would associate more with, I guess, a British person.
Yeah, I feel like I kind of have a bit of a British sarcasm in my kind of sarcastic character breakdown.
Sure.
But I think I also have a bit of that West Coast kind of spice as well.
And you go in on his kind of his amnesia. He's known for forgetting bars, or.
Yeah, he choked in all his biggest battles against Disaster, against the Saurus.
Right.
Partly because he was on shrooms, I think.
Right, yeah. His Memories New Kendrick, Not Yet Mastered, which is a nice reference more than a good bar. And you sort of do him as A-Verb, which was... Why did you do that? You sort of had him as A-Verb.
I don't know, man. To be honest, I was writing my thesis that week.
Right.
I was graduating college the next week.
Oh, wow.
So I took the battle I was just thirsty, and Avocado offered it to me. I was like, how am I going to say no to this shit? The first bunker ever and a main page King of the Dot. I can't pass this opportunity up. Part of me wishes I did, so I could have just had my first main page just be a shiny little emblem. But, I still haven't had a main page battle, so I still have that opportunity.
What is your thesis on?
You're going to laugh at me. My thesis was actually a rap album / music videos for all the songs. So a few of the music videos you'll see on my YouTube channel I made at school. So I had to write other bars. I was literally writing bars for my thesis, which it was hard to write It was hard to write bars about a grown man and write musical bars at the same time. You kind of have to be in that headspace of competitiveness. And you kind of have to let go of all your abstract writing ideas.
And in Everyone Knows second, he flips. He kind of says that you'd kind of maybe mention Caddy, because obviously Caddy had passed sadly by this point a certain exploitation. And whenever his name gets mentioned in this battle, you can see people kind of recoil slightly. Were you aware of that? Did you know you were touching a nerve and it could be a bit hit and miss?
Yeah, it was still an open wound for a lot of people. But, I talked to the right people about my bar, and I made it pretty tasteful, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't kind of, out of tune or anything like that. But, it wasn't. Yeah, I think you can tell certain people in the crowd aren't necessarily that happy with it. But Everyone Knows the second is really strong. He goes in on your, you calling your mixtape Bagels is like him dropping a tape called Cats.
Great.
Yeah, just literal bar god. Danny Myers as a Zanny buyer.
That's like a 2 Chainz hook right there. Like, I'm Danny Myers as a Zanny buyer. Danny Myers, that shit was fire.
That was fire. What is your opinion on Danny Myers, by the way?
Danny Myers has a lot of trash bars, but I love him. I love watching him, dude. I think he's just a ball. I watched his Young Cannon battle, and he said some shit. He was like, hit you so hard, the cops get there and can still hear the echo from the punch. I'm like, this dude is like painting imagery like a science fiction writer for a daytime television show. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? He's like a comic book writer, man. Yeah,
gun so big, I've got to let you slide because the train it's on ain't even here yet. It's like, Jesus Christ, that's a large weapon.
It's inefficient, dude.
yeah, exactly. No, I think, I like to ask because it's interesting because it does.
If the A train, if the 41 train was here right now, you'd be dead, man. Unfortunately, the bus schedule is behind schedule right now, but
Danny Myers for me, I think battle rap at the end of the day, I love it because it's being created with language, and I think Danny, just the way he pulls apart words is very, very original. It can be outlandish and stupid. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. In the new battle, he says in the Young Cannon battle, he says, "I'll shoot your niece at a theme park. Let's see if that's amusing to you." And I'm like. And like, it's kind of a good bar, but the premise is so ridiculous that he'd shoot his Young Cannon's niece at a theme park. Like, what?
Yeah, that is. Yeah, that is a ridiculous bar. And then, you come with the flip Frak in the second. Non-profit. I don't think you needed to explain that one. I think.
Yeah, man. I think that's part of me just wanting to show my Tourette's roots, that I can fucking freestyle and flip. But sometimes you don't always have to show you can freestyle.
Who are your favorite people who can flip?
My favorite people who can flip. Sharon is not my favorite battle rapper by any means. I don't even really enjoy his battles, but his flips are absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I think Ilmac has some of my favorite flips, dude. Ilmac has he's a very good rapper, man. He's probably in my top 5 all time easily. Ilmac. I'd say Ilmac.
Yeah.
Hollow too. Hollow. I like rebuttals that are very layered, you know.
Yeah, they just
like. I think the DNA clip style of rebuttaling is easy, of just pointing shit out in the room. I mean, it's dope, but I like people who can rebuttal like the meat of the round.
Yeah, exactly. Battle rap is, so predicated on hours and hours of rehearsal. It's great you can have these moments when you just a little bit of chaos slips in. You know what the fuck someone's going to say, and it can just turn the whole thing around. And in your second, obviously, race angles have to come into it in some way. But I think you do it really well. You kind of describe it, who he is, what he does, and there's no way I could be more racist than your actual life.
Yeah, he's a salmon fisher.
And Poison Pen giving that heavy laugh. When you hear that in the back of your ear, that must feel good.
Yeah, literally, I heard that and I was like, okay, let me pump out the crowd a little bit.
And like, it's hard to appreciate when you're watching the battles, but what is the actual sort of design of the bunker? You have the crowd behind you where the camera's facing. Is there a crowd behind the cameraman?
Yeah, it's kind of a 360 crowd.
Right.
The thing about the bunker is it kind of has to be full in order for you to really achieve reaction. That's why a lot of the Jeezy battles have been good, but they haven't been great. They don't have that feel. So I suggested to Avocado that people don't stand on the bunker, like don't stand on the levels, but all like kind of smush into the pit, because I think a lot of those battles, there's not enough people in the room, so it's just too scattered. But yeah.
Wow, so this is the first time I've heard someone, okay, not negative, but I appreciate you being realistic, because I've kind of like,
No, I am so far from negative about the bunker. I think it's the most important development in battle rap, but the day one battles are awkward, man. A lot of them are awkward. They're building a lot of names, but it's true.
What's the solution?
I really think it's really just crowding together, man. People have to stand closer, feel the energy, or do the battles outside. What
was the point of the bunker then?
Maybe Jeezy battles are supposed to be awkward, man. Like, I don't know. That's true. It's not bad.
The Jeezy step is a shuffle with your eyes at the floor, so yeah. I guess that kind of works. Yeah. And then you sort of he is a fisherman, catching a fish and whispering Don DeMarco. The shit just got incredibly real. Write your own plans. Invite chicks back to his pad to net fish and chill. That's really funny. I really, really like that one. And like everyone knows, I saw on Reddit he had commented on this battle and sort of said that he appreciated that people didn't really feel the start of his third. I thought he was quite charismatic. He's basically talking.
Wait, are we not going to talk about my shrooms angle, man?
I mean, you can interrupt the host if you want, yeah. But I mean, don't let me go Coma on you.
I just think that's probably my best writing so far is the end of that second round is I kind of talk about this alternate reality where he has a shroom trip and it brings him back to all the times he choked in other battles, and he's like transported back to all the grind time days where he choked, and then he wakes up, he's like, holy fuck, imagine how high I was at the actual event. So kind of borrowing that Ilmac Big K ankle.
And then like in your third, obviously you were saying before, sort of Penn's disappointment, not a great feeling, is it, when you just kind of can't quite get it together?
Yeah, man. I just had written that third round a few days before, and I have incredible freestyle ability, but my memory is not that incredible. So, it was a good learning experience to be like, you know what, this shit takes prep. It was like almost me and Robo all over again. I was like, this shit takes preparation.
And, afterwards, how were you feeling? Were you in your head, was this a victory for you, or?
No, I mean, I don't think I lost. I think I lost. I mean, it wasn't like everybody knows had like the best performance ever. I think it was more like it was not a good feeling because for me in my head, I thought, oh my God, that's my main page debut. That's how I'm gonna be introduced to 500,000 subscribers. Like fuck. In many ways, I'm glad it got released as a GZ battle because it was easy to go to Canada and do well at World Domination and kind of wipe my third round clean from people's minds.
Yeah, I think you definitely did. But before we get on to Step Easy, I just want to talk about your involvement with the third best battle rap podcast out there on the Dirtbag Dan Show. How did that come about? Yeah,
man, it goes Jay Black, the creepy dude, unbiased review. Than the Dirtbag Dan Show.
Well, I mean, they're not technically podcasts, but yeah, if you want to blur the lines there. But I mean, no, seriously, I mean, you are kind of regular, it seems, on the show now, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's dope, man. I finished school, so I'm back in the Bay Area now, and I'm able to go to the show and kick it with Dan and Reverse, and they're friends of mine now. We make music together and we fucking kick it. So it's been good, man. I think in the same way that Reverse Live kind of has made a resurgence in the last few years, a lot of because people I love the guy's personality. I mean, he's a fucking hilarious guy. He drinks 40s. He's a fucking hilarious dude. And I think it gives people a new perspective.
Shout out Zombie Pool Party, man.
Is that his punk band?
Yeah. So I had on a few episodes back, and obviously battled Reverse Live. Battle of the Bay 5 was that? It's Battle of the Bay 4. So one of those, a classic event. And in the interview after, Reverse Live shouts out his band Zombie Pool Party. So I did a little searching. They were great, man. They were a really good band. Like, I urge people to Google them. They had some good songs.
When anyone asks me, what's an example of a battle rapper who can make music, I send them to fucking Reverse Live because that guy knows how to make music for sure. Him and Dan are two of the best guys, I think, in terms of battle rapper musicians.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, who else is up there that you really rate?
Ooh, I had a little list. I think Bender and Illmaculate are good on that more kind of lyrical type of music. Yeah. I like Loaded Lux's music a lot. I like Big T's music. I like I'm trying to think.
Any DF guys?
Don't Flop. Oh my God, dude, C Major,
yes,
bro.
10,000 hours.
That guy is fire, man. I'm not as familiar with his battles, besides his soul battle, and him getting shat on by Marlo and Shuffle. Yeah. But I've been a fan of this guy's music for a while.
No, that tape. I'm hopefully going to have him back on the show just to talk about 10,000 Hours, because it's crazy, man. Like when we were at Next in Line recently, Ryan Morgan had the great idea of, rather than just playing obnoxiously loud grime, just put on Don't Flop MC's music on Spotify and shuffle. And when C Major came out, you could tell everyone knew it. Like, all the other ones, people were like, oh shit, it's that guy on a beat. But everyone was like the songs are just terrific. I urge everyone to get on board. That Kruger as well is another great guy.
Now that you have a bit of power and clout with this channel, you should bring on some of your trusty analysts and maybe play excerpts of your favorite battler songs, talk about them, go to the next song. I think that would mean a lot to battlers, and I think fans want to hear battle for rap music, but there's just a stigma that there's no point in listening, and I think there is a point, man. I think there's a lot of dope MCs.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. And it's fascinating. And you go on. I remember when on Dat Piff once, and Chilla Jones had 7 mixtapes. I was like, fucking. You don't realize how much stuff these people put out. You kind of.
But there is a lot of trash battle rap music. Don't
get me wrong. Yeah.
I mean, it's just some guys just can't rap about anything other than rap and how good they are at rapping, and that's why they're battle rappers, but. Yeah, that's true. But no, seriously, man, being involved with the Dirt by Dan show, it's fucking awesome. And how is it filmed in Dan's house? I'm just curious as a fan. Now it is. Yeah. Dan had a studio in San Jose, but he recently moved into a new crib in San Ho, and he has a little garage area, and they just made a studio there, and it's super dope.
Yeah, nice. Is it live streamed or is it recorded or?
At episode 100, I think they're going to start live streaming.
Oh, dope. Yeah, no, that is fucking awesome. Shout out the Dirt by Dan show every time. I remember that was still is, but yeah, originally a massive influence. Fucking hell, there's a battle rap podcast, a regular one. It was so exciting. And do you still do the top 5 battles? I remember loving that back in the day as well.
So I tried to when I was on with FLO and Reverse Live. I tried to bring 5 battles to talk about, and I was the only one who had watched battles that week. But they called it Frak's 5 battles, so I talked about battles.
And we get onto the crowning achievement, really, the hugely talked about World Dom 6 performance against Step Easy. Was this obvious? Was this something you were offered quite soon after? I guess if you were following your trajectory, it made sense that you're on this card, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say it was a very confusing process to get me on that card, because at first it was going to be me and Ellipsis on the main stage, which I think would be cool. I think we're still going to try and make that happen, but I think they needed to get Quill a battle, and I think they were a little bit 50-50 on if I was ready for the main stage, which was totally fair after that Everybody Knows battle.
Wasn't that bad, man. It was just your third. I thought the first 2 were great.
Yeah. No. It was good. But it wasn't Mad Flex to be the first battle on that card had to do a whole fucking campaign super pack. It's hard to get on that card. Yeah. And Ellipsis, although he's it was one of his first main page. He's had 25 battles. I'm still on my 5th battle, so. I'm glad I'm still in GZ in a way, because it's allowed me to build on my flaws, and there's no rush, there's no rush with this shit. But I think part of my rush was me thinking I'm wasting my time. I could be doing music shows and focusing on my musical grind, but you know what? That's bullshit. Might as well get as good as I can at battle rap before I debut to a bunch of bands.
I faced Caddy Ron. Okay. I faced Caddy Ron and I got slapped in the cheek with his hand. Yeah. Step Easy got punched by hollow hand and you peed in your pants. I know we're supposed to have a battle and beat each other, but as abused battle rappers, we need each other. We need a victim support group. We need a victim support group to grow and stay close. Just me, Step Easy, Sharon, and J Dose.
At the start of this battle, you big up Rymeo? What is that?
Good question, man. You're getting me paid without me having even to do it. So Rhymeo is a app that actually sponsors me and Sharon. It's my friend's app. It's a freestyle rap app, and it's essentially gives you. It's honestly in its essence is a multi-giver. It's an app that gives you pictures and topics to rap about, to work on your freestyle game, and it has built-in instrumentals. And then as each topic flows by, it gives you all the multis that rhyme with that word. So, Donald Trump off the trunk got your, you know what I mean? When I got the pump. So it's basically that. And I've ever since I graduated, one of my jobs here in the Bay Area is I teach hip hop workshops to kids at after school programs and mostly underprivileged neighborhoods. And it's been a really dope educational tool. Like it's something we can cipher with as a class, and it helps a lot of kids learn the mechanics of rhyming and freestyle. So anyone who's trying to up their off the top noggin get chopped game, download that Rhymeo shit.
I'm going to download that as soon as this episode ends, man. That sounds absolutely dope. Like, I can't wait to check that out. And your friend designed it, you said?
Yeah, he's my friend. He was actually he was Robo's hype man in our first battle. That's how I met him. And I've been collabing with him ever since.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting that guy on the show just to talk about the app. Like, that'd be pretty cool. Like,
he would love that, man.
Yeah, we'll definitely sort that out. So yeah, Rhymeo, as in rhyme and an O. Definitely check it out. I think now that you mention it, didn't Sharon mention it in a battle?
Yeah, Sharon in his Bonnie battle was.
That's right.
Yeah,
he does. Yeah. So shout out Rhymeo. So Step Easy, pretty generic, isn't he?
Step Easy was generic in this battle. I think one of my angles is that he's generic. He has had some great battles, man. He's one of those king of the dot sleeper guys where when Gully offered him to me, I was like, meh. And then I checked out his shit. He has a 1 million view battle against one of the flip top dudes. He pretty much was the time Arcane won that Grand Prix. It was him and Arcane in the finals. He could be the king of the dot champ right now. You know what I mean? Oh. So, he's had his mark on the king of the dot page for sure.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, no doubt, but I just sort of going off this battle, Elijah Wood, is one of his, and he starts
the backstory.
Okay,
sorry, just to give a little backstory on this battle. He was going to duck. He was going to not show up. He called Gully at like 10 p.m. Saying our battle was supposed to be where A-War hosted by Pat Stay and Head Ice and all that shit. And Gully calls him. He's like, yeah, my car broke down. I'm in Guelph, which is like 4 cities over from Toronto. And Gully is like, we're sending an Uber to your house. You better fucking show up. So they sent an Uber and he gets there at like 1 a.m. So we're the final battle of world domination.
Right. Hence the police Hence
the police and hence him kind of being a little choked up. I don't think he was completely prepared.
Yeah, and he starts off by saying that he doesn't like rap, he just likes drinking and trolling. I mean, that's a big eye roll for me. Like, that's how you're going to start off your bars. I don't know, it's just like, dude, really? I mean, that's the intro, but yeah, lots of laughing at his own bars too, which I don't know if it seems a bit more prevalent on King of the Dot, but I think over in dear old Blighty, we don't do that. Let's facts be known, Frak's new home's in the morgue. People react to that.
I think it was a cool multi. It was like Canadian morgue slain with a sword. I don't know.
Right. So you go in on his Jeezy nature. Not what Organic meant when he called you his day one.
Yeah.
Say Yo Gully 3 times in the mirror. He would appear. You're so Jeezy on the flyers as Young Smoke Break. I should ask you as well. I haven't really asked. Like, what is your prep? I mean, in terms of like the writing, do you like to spend a lot of time writing, rehearsing? Are you kind of a guy just up to the day, or?
I'm a more last minute procrastinator in my nature, but I think about my approaches very heavily. Like, the bars kind of come to me because I've been rapping for a while, but I'm very try and calculate my angles and approaches ahead of time.
And yeah, it's sort of, if there's one thing Battle Rap likes, it's Escher painting bars. And we have another one here. Escher painting the way he's stuck in his movement. If you think step going anywhere, it's just an illusion. It's very nice, very nice.
Don DeMarco.
Yeah, heavy. And step second, not really much. So you talk about Holohan punching him in the second.
Yeah, so it's something that's mentioned in a lot of his battles. It's he gets pissed drunk at one of the other world doms, and Holohan punches him in the bathroom, and apparently he pees himself after. Kind of crazy story to be so under the radar. But yeah, when I found that out, I was like, how's a good way to make fun of this while still acknowledging that I got slapped in the face and didn't do shit? And I was like, oh, we can have a victim support group together.
But I mean, what happened? Why did Holohan punch him in the face?
Apparently, Step Easy was just real drunk and accidentally bumped him in the bathroom line or something.
Right, damn. Or bumped into one of his lines, maybe. Yeah.
Ooh, chill out, Tom.
Yeah. No, shout out Holohan. I mean, Holohan, it's a shame, really. It'd be good to see him back. Is he just sort of retired, or? Yeah,
man, he could come back, man. I expected him to honestly be on this Gully Gannick card.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, didn't he come back against Rex? Was that right?
Yeah, he was trash.
Yeah, I remember that was a bit disappointing because, I mean, Holohan was dope. Like, really good. Like, I remember he was one of the first guys I got into a King of the Dot. And he's the kind of that vintage King of the Dot, isn't he? But he was excellent.
Yeah, his Cortez battle.
Oh my god! I mean, yeah, that is the go-to, right? But like, what is it? The blind man do everything with my hands or some shit like that? Like, Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
kind of, yeah, and probably the best Cortez ever in that battle.
I'd say so.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I mean, I wear a condom every time because of Cortez. He's in my thoughts. That whenever I'm about to.
Do you guys say pause? Is that what you guys say there? We don't really say pause.
I don't say pause, man.
No.
I feel like it's the most backwards logic. Like, to say pause means your brain has already calculated that that's gay, and that you are so insecure about. So you've had the gay thought. You're acknowledging that you've connected it to homosexuality, and now you're so insecure about having that thought that you need to call it out. Like, I just don't get pause, man.
I don't get being insecure about gay things, like, which seems to be a bit more of an American thing. Like, you guys just can't seem to deal with something maybe being gay. You're like, whoa, I don't mean that. Whoa, pause. Whoa, hold that back. It's like, over here we have Shovel T talking about jizzing on Big J's face and no one bats an eyelid.
Hey, man, wait for my compliment battle, man. Shit gets real gay, man.
You ain't a gun bar machine. You're a gumball machine. You'll get chewed up at the drop of a dime.
Yeah.
That's heavy, man. That's like a fucking B Magic bar or something.
Yeah, man. B Magic is heavily influenced by me.
Another bar of yours, one of the bars, sort of American culture bars that I didn't get. See, step in the yard like a black fraternity.
Do you know step teams?
No, I have no idea what that means.
At black fraternities, there's have you ever seen like Stomp the Yard? They're like American movies. It's basically like a step team is like they do the whole like clapping of the. It's just like a dance form where they stomp and clap and shit. It's called stepping. Mm-hmm. So it happens in the yard of fraternity. So step in the yard like a black fraternity.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, yeah, works perfect. But I was just curious to its origin, and then yeah. I mean, a weird moment where the police get involved.
Yeah, another bit of controversy and fuck shit that once again elevated my career.
Yeah, totally, man. You own that moment, definitely. But it is really weird to see, a very Canadian cop as well kind of come into the room and try and stop it all. And
so King of the Dot was about to post, they've been doing they're starting to bite, don't flop, and do the viral videos.
Yeah.
So they were all locked and loaded to post the clip of my third being like, cops interrupt a rap battle, but hip hop prevails, like type viral video. And then Organic didn't want it up because he says fuck the pigs in it. So I'm still trying to finagle a way to get them to post a little viral clip from that. But
yeah, it is quite satisfying to see Organic so vocally going against the law. Like, you know, that is quite satisfying to see. And then the video ends. Obviously, the video kind of the third round is cut short, and then you have to go outside and do it. And then we have like a Black Lives, Frak Lines Matter, like absolutely dope shit. But then it's like you do loads of Game of Thrones bars, which is kind of like I don't know. It's not anticlimactic. They're still great bars, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I often start my third clowning, but it just didn't really match the environment.
No. But I mean, it works. And then the battle ends. WD6 ends with just chants of "fuck the police."
Yeah, man. I think it's just my energy, like you're saying. Be magic. Like I think I just give off that cop killer vibe, you know.
yeah, definitely. Are we going to see you on the Gannet Gully card or?
So I was locked in with probably my dream battle. It was me and Kid Twist.
No.
Kid Twist requested me, which was absolutely fire. And then he's writing another show, so he couldn't do it.
Jesus Christ. Kid Twist is the best, man.
Man. And I would have been the first one to have those bodied the movie angles, too. So then it was going to be me and Sharon, but Sharon's battling Chilla the next week, even though Sharon was kind of down. And then by the time they tried to set up me and Cheddar, the card was kind of like full up. So unfortunately, got to take the L on that one. But, they tried. Gannick and Gully tried, so that's no hate to them. And I hope to be on this December bunker card, though. Avocado just hit me up about that. So
right.
Yeah, actually, I should ask you for some seasoned advice. Who do you think I should request as a matchup there for maybe my first main page battle?
E. Farrell?
That'd be a good one. Yeah,
maybe E. Farrell. Off the top of my head,
Yeah, I was thinking another one, a random one that Madflex actually suggested was Bricks Belvedere.
Right. Okay, yeah. I guess, bit more left field maybe.
But that's what the bunker's good for.
That's true.
Maybe on one of those Philly cats. I really want to battle Bill Collector. I don't know if I'm there yet, but I think that'd be a fun matchup.
Yeah, that'd be dope. I mean, he hasn't quite been at his standards, of late, but like the E. Farrell was pretty good actually, So yeah.
Yes, yeah, it was.
He's kind of on the back up here. But Frak will end as we always do with a few quick fire questions, please. Whatever comes to the top of your head. I'm going to ask favorite, but just more one you've been vibing with at the moment. Do you have a favorite don't flop battle?
Favorite don't flop battle? Shit, I should have thought of this beforehand. I'm a big Shufflos fan, and I think their performance against Dialect and Zen was very classic.
Yes.
I think if they were to have battled DNA and K-Shine, it would have been one of the most best don't flop performances. I really hope they set that up still.
I agree.
There's so many fresh, sarcastic angles they could have taken there. I like Most Prob versus Soul a lot.
Oh, absolutely. That is a stone cold classic, that one, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is a...
I don't know. Shout out my Jewish brother, Most Prob. I don't know if he knows who I am, but, trying to carry the torch. I like a lot of Tony D battles too, man.
Yeah. No, good, man. King of the Dot?
King of the Dot. Immaculate versus Bender. Immaculate vs. Bender is a great battle. The whole deodorant scheme by Ilmac.
Hog tie this Mogwai.
I don't know, man. Other than that, I think Ilmac Bender is one of my all-time favorite battles.
Yeah. No, that's a dope pick. And URL?
Well, this wasn't a URL battle, but my favorite battle of all time is Lux vs. Hollow, which I think if URL had picked up that battle rap would be very different right now.
How so?
I have a theory that if URL had picked up Lux vs. Hollow, and gotten all the pay-per-view money off that URL would be throwing their Gnomes and Summer Madnesses much more regularly and would have kind of solved a way to kind of... I think the big problem right now is that a lot of battlers from URL have priced themselves out of these venues because the battlers have gotten bigger, but the venues aren't getting any bigger. So if Lux vs. Hollow went down on URL, I think it would have kind of set the standard for big matchups and the money it needed. But my favorite actual URL battle, Math Hoffa versus T-Rex. I really like that battle.
Yeah.
I like a lot of early Math, like Math versus Iron Solomon is another really good one. I really like Big T and Calico, their individual performances. Big T like sometimes fucks up. I honestly feel like I wish I could like give him my asthma inhaler. Like I feel like he's just so breathless sometimes. If he just took a puff, he'd be one of my favorite battlers. But his shit against K-Shine, where he's like, shout out to Lux and I gotten this shit, but I'm not with the positive shit, I'm with the opposite shit. I was like, oh my god, that's hella funny. Yeah, and I like Calico a lot too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good shout. I remember when I first got into Big T against Sue Surf, I was like, fucking hell, this guy's so heavy, you know, this guy's so street, Chicago, all this stuff. But now through Don't Flop, he's kind of lighthearted, isn't he? It's kind of weird.
He's battling some fucking little kid, right?
He's battling Rob Wilson, yeah, Rob Wilson.
Oh my god, that's hilarious, man. Oh yeah, that's the guy who's the vodka and the cocaine he will sniff.
Yeah. He's kind of like if a YouTube comment came to life. Rob Wilson. He's a very interesting character. And I guess I should say as well, Frak, any Tourette's without regrets battles you'd recommend?
Ooh, okay. There's one. If you want to see Tourette's in its essence, I'm gonna have to YouTube this. It's called Gay Sailor Rap Battle.
Right.
And there's a guy named Jelly Donut, and he battles Thesaurus. And Jelly Donut's entire angle is like, I'm gay and I'm gonna fuck you, Thesaurus. And the way Thesaurus navigates it without being homophobic is just fucking masterful, man.
Awesome, man. I'm definitely going to check that one out.
And the compliment battle should be dropping soon, which I think people will really fuck with.
Yeah, man. Really, really looking forward to that. So, final two questions. First one, Frak. What's your favorite film?
Zoolander.
Wow.
Also, Shawshank Redemption.
Of course, right. Of course.
Two completely different lanes there, but... Yeah.
And finally, your favorite band or musical artist that are in no way hip hop related?
Radiohead.
No. There we go.
Yeah.
Common answer, but definitely a worthy one. So, Frak, thanks so much, man. How do people get at you? Obviously, you got your music online, Bagels, stuff like that.
Yeah, Bagels is now 2 years old. It was made in 2014. So I'm working on a new project right now. I'm dropping a video in a few weeks called Small Talk featuring Watsky. The video is it's about a problem that's going on right now in the Bay Area, gentrification. A lot of the culture is being kind of shit on in the city, and it's turning into a very white and Asian city. So I kind of wear this like smiley face mask in a hoodie, and I kind of like represent the techie. I don't know, you'll have to see it, but that's dropping in a few weeks, and then the album's gonna start rolling out from there. So just YouTube search Frak, soundcloud.com/Frak, and on Twitter and Instagram I'm at Frak the MC.
Oh yeah, dope, man. Thank you so much. It's been a great episode.
Thank you, man. Big fan of what you're doing, dude.
Bitch, I'm ego tripping, screaming I exist in an empty kitchen. It echoes off the dishes, the receptacles and fridge, till it boomerangs back like your boy is living. It's that Hungarian Spanish guy who chops more beats than vegetarian samurais. Social construct like I got buried on Valentine's. Married to paradigms and Harry carried a paradigm. Stereotype, bury you in your Cheerio cereal. Killer, kill him, it's ooh, kill him, it's Terrio. Aerial on your burial, Halle Berry, a Perrier, Perrier in the glass and that Derriere by the stereo. I'm your favorite rappers, Ghost Riders, Ghost Rider. Ghost ride the whip till it's on fire, no higher. If you knew how fast my brain worked, you could see electrons get it on in DNA twerk. So smooth I can moonwalk in tube socks. So smooth I be Snoop Dogg and foosball. No kumbaya out the boombox. Woo-ha, I'm Muga 2 mixed with Tupac. I'm the new Tom Cruise with a flu shot. I'm in Moulin Rouge with a coupon. If you knew what I had stashed in a shoebox, made $22, babysitting, bitch, I'm too hot.